Hey, hi, what's up? How's it going? I decided I wanted this as I sat down. So, I've been struggling with something to post. I've made like 2 videos now and I fucking hate them. Well, I haven't watched the second one, but I just feel like I went on so many different tangents that one could be videos in of themselves and two just didn't really tie together except in my brain. So, we're just gonna do a little life update video because I feel like that's enough information in of itself right now. I know I've talked about kind of like making a big move and all of that and some of the difficulties there, but we're gonna take a quick pause because there's somebody in the vehicle next to me and now I feel awkward. I really hope this doesn't upset my stomach. Okay, we're back. So I know I kind of had a video about the move and some of the difficulties with that, but I have this really, really great ability and bad habit of downplaying things in my life, especially with how they affect me. Also, don't pay attention to this. I tend to spill on myself all the time. So, a little life update. Update. Man, I can't talk. Transitional periods of life. Motherfucker is mink, left and right. Moved up here. Already didn't love it. I visited my boyfriend here last year and I just knew, like, it's one of those things you land somewhere and you're like, yeah, this ain't it. It's fucking beautiful. Let me just take a quick pause here. And so yeah, don't get me wrong, it's fucking beautiful here, okay? Mwah. But that's about the extent of the excitement is the nature, and I love the nature out here. But I went from a really big city that, you know, it's like I can have all the stores I want, I can get all the food I want, I can see a diverse culture of people, and here that's not really the case. So I moved up here, left a career I loved. I didn't really love the place I was working at anymore. I just, me in corporate and someone telling me what to do, how to wear, how to dress, the extent of the facilities that I'm working at just doesn't sit with me over a long period of time. But I do give it its flowers to the amount that I grew at that place as a person, a trainer, in my craft, all of those things, and just the people I met and things I learned about myself along the way. But I was at a new job. First job up here was a bartending job in one of the most horrendous bars I've ever worked behind. How the fuck are you gonna have a shaker tin or a mixing of drink area and you don't have a place to rinse your shaker tins? I gotta use 5 shaker tins for 5 different drinks and then go rinse them at the sink? Who designed this? Like, then I was gonna work at a dispensary and I was like, oh, I don't want to sit around and be bored all day because I like to be busy because, you know, I suck at just sitting and existing. So then I was like, okay, there was a job at Starbucks. And I was like, all right, benefits, you know, healthcare, girl's 26 now, gotta have some healthcare. And then I decided to be a shift. That is where I fucked up. I fucked up deciding to be a shift. I fucked up deciding to work at Starbucks, okay? I will at them, I don't care. This is a highlight real quick of how terrible it is. I've worked service industry my whole life, okay? The only job I worked that wasn't service industry was my training jobs. And even then, I'm still providing a service to the public. I'm just not providing a food service. I mean, I guess Starbucks is service industry. Anyway, just absolute worst place I ever fucking worked. 1, corporate as hell. 2, you got the big boys up there and girls telling you everything that you should be doing when they're not the ones getting slammed with tickets up their ass, and motherfuckers going, so I don't taste enough pumpkin in this, or this doesn't taste double blended for my frappuccino. Betsy, shut the fuck up and drink your drink. You're drinking sugar. That's all it is. Let's be honest here. Or you had the crackheads that were doing like 7+ shots in a drink and we only got 2 machines. So you're taking up 5 minutes just to pull your shots. Thanks. And I decided to be a shift. And so I was new to Starbucks. Then I was a shift. I helped open a new store. And so there's no like, we didn't know how much to order. We didn't have all of these things set in stone. And we had a bunch of we had 90% new partners. I'm new. They're new. They're looking at me like, what are we doing? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. existing, getting through it, figuring it out. Maybe, maybe not. Worst job experience I've had in a long time. If you're thinking about it, don't. Just fucking don't. Find anything else. Anything. It's better than that. And then I also switched from in-person training to online training. And I'm not going to lie, I'm definitely an in-person trainer. I really do enjoy online training in the ability of, you know, having clients that can then transition from in-person to online, maybe because they don't really need me there in person to motivate them to get there, or they just want more in-depth of a program than just buying a program, and they still want some accountability, but they just don't need as much as an in-person trainer requires of them. But trying to balance that in a regular job and trying to learn time zones, fuck. Amount of times it's been, hey, we're meeting at 1 today, right? Yeah, it's 2 o'clock. Fuck, that means it's 1 o'clock your time and it's 2 o'clock my time. Because I'd be thinking people are 2 hours behind, or I'm an hour behind, not an hour ahead. Last quick touch base on the job I hated. Well, it kind of ties in the online coaching. Working in a place that I hated, that just had me so drained and so stressed, and there was no benefit or reward from working there. It's like just naturally going insane. I think I probably hated drive-through the worst because it's a, hey, what can I get for you today? How are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. And it's just, I'm saying the same thing over and over again. And then if you're soloing, you're saying, hey, how's it going when they get to the window? And you're asking the same bullshit questions you could give 2 fucks about, because someone's going to say, the conversation usually goes, hey, how are you doing? Oh, I'm good. How are you? Well, I have about 4 fires to put out. I'm ready to just fucking jump off a building. And I'm about to just say fuck it and let everyone else come back here and make their coffee because I'm so sick of it. But I'm going to tell you I'm doing good because that's what I'm supposed to say. Because we ask each other these, what's the word? Just small talk, ask questions and commentary when we give no fucks or we give no real answers. You could be having the shittiest day in the world, and 9 times out of 10 they're going to say good, or they're like, I'm not doing great, or it's been a rough day. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But I don't know you. I don't, and I don't necessarily want to give my problems to you. I know you don't want to give your problems to me, but like, why do we have to have these interactions? Anyway, that's just a little life rant. Another, I think, tough aspect to the transition of living here has also been, hate is a strong word, but I genuinely strongly dislike every gym here. I have yet to find a gym that just at least checks enough qualifications and just feels like a place I want to work out. And it's just kind of gotten to the point where I've just sufficed with what I have. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I'm also the type of person that doesn't believe you have to have all this equipment. I just like a certain amount of things. I like to have a variety of kettlebells. I like to have barbells that spin, especially female barbells that spin. I like to have rubberized weights. I like trap bars. I want to have the metabolic conditioning equipment that I want to have. I want to have some solid dumbbells and just space to move around. And a lot of these gyms just don't have that. And most of them up here fucking love their machines. And then aside from that, I would have to wake up at the ass crack of dawn and get a workout in an hour at a CrossFit gym, at open gyms. And it doesn't work for me either. Especially now that I've transitioned back into the service industry and I'm working late nights again. I'm not about to wake up at 5 a.m. and go work out, or 4 or 5 a.m. to go work out from 5 to 6. Not if I only went to bed at noon. Not if I only went to bed at midnight. As you can see, I'm just a mess, guys. And yeah, I just decided like it's time for just an update on where I'm at and what's going on. And maybe it'll be weekly updates, and maybe it'll also be other videos that I'd like to talk about. But another thing that has been a struggle, especially with the creating videos part, has been comparison. Because comparison is a bitch, and I've gotten wrapped in her claws more fucking times than I'd like to count in the last month. I'm comparing how I am as a trainer to other trainers that I see, and I'm comparing my knowledge and where I'd like my knowledge to be to people who are already that knowledgeable, especially when they're younger than me. And, you know, my life has had a lot of different twists and turns. I went to Texas for an internship, was burnt out from school and having to do bitch work for my rotations as an athletic trainer, and felt like I didn't learn shit in half of them because I was so busy just filling water boys and handing out water bottles. And then, you know, I went to this internship. We're just gonna let that sit down because it's a little shaken and it definitely likes to be stirred. Oh, it's wet. Nope, because I'm washing this. Anyway, I went from an undergraduate degree where I didn't feel like I actually learned to apply the things that needed application of the knowledge to really hone in and learn it and understand it, and practical application, so trial and error type things, to an internship at a facility, Michael Johnson Performance, if any of y'all know it. And it was great in the height of its, you know, era, but I went in during COVID. So not only were they understaffed, it had obviously been going downhill for years, and it was just an overall fuck situation. I went in, and again, I was doing bitch work for free. I'm grateful because it definitely taught me where I want to be, but I don't feel like the devotion to education was there like it was supposed to be. We spent the first 2 weeks having educational meetings, and then the one leading that was so overwhelmed because they were understaffed that they just stopped providing us the educational stuff. And then whoop-de-doo, like a year and a half, 2 years later, the place is fucking closed anyway. Just another one of those things that it's like, I went for it, and I did learn a valuable lesson though. I learned that sometimes a lot of times you're going to have to invest in things that matter. So in that instance, I chose Michael Johnson Performance over Exos because Michael Johnson Performance didn't require a credit or to have an internship credit, and that would have costed me about $1,000 because it was a 1 credit class where I was going to school that was $1,000, and I was like, I don't got that. And now I'm like, damn, I wish I would have spent that. Girl's already spending enough in loans. What the fuck is another $1,000? So I definitely learned the hard way. You gotta invest in your health or in yourself. Invest in yourself and your health. So there's a potential that I will invest in an internship again whenever we get back to another big city and have access to that, because there ain't shit up here. So, but there's been a lot of comparison between where I'm at, where I want to be, what I see people doing, whether it's a trainer online or another content creator that I like watching on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, I should talk more like this, or create content about this, or do that, or do this. And it's like, none of that is asking myself, what do I want to do? And so that's what I'm going to start asking more of. And that was kind of what the inspiration was today. I was like, let me just do a life update and cover a lot of these topics, because I definitely feel like they can all fit in one video. It was just a matter of figuring out how I wanted to do that. And this feels the most authentic to just talk about it and essentially have a little personal vlog. And if y'all are vibing and want to listen, vibe and listen. If you're not, you're not. And if you want to hate, hey, no publicity is bad. I can't even fucking say it. Publicity. I will take happy comments. I'll take hateful comments. Thumbs up, thumbs down. It is interactions. So I'll take it. And then I was just overly stuck in the future. Like, instead of being here in this present moment, in this place where I'm physically at, I was like, but I want to be here, and I want to be doing this, and I want to be doing that, and I want to be at the next step already, and I'm just not there yet. That's coming, and that'll be another transition that I can face when it comes. But I was over here kind of asking for slowness and stillness and softness in my life, and it's been delivered. This place definitely elicits a lot of slowness and just taking your time and being present and being here, and I've done nothing but push it away. And so I'm done pushing it away. I'm trying to work on embracing taking things a little slower and just focusing on where I'm at in this moment, and not so much of what I have scheduled, what needs to be accomplished, where I should be, what I should be doing, how I should be doing it, and just trying to be as present in each moment as I can. I still have things I'd like to accomplish. I still have things, that I plan to achieve and get done while I'm here for myself and to help grow and better myself as a trainer and a person. But I'm going to stop demanding deadlines for them, because I'm 26. I have all this time, and it's like you get in this loop of, I overthink getting things done to the point where I waste the time that I could actually get them done, overthinking how to do them, how I'm going to accomplish it, if I'm doing it right, like just down the fucking rabbit hole of overthinking. And then it's like, wow, I just wasted 30 minutes to an hour stressing about how to do this instead of just trying to do it, or taking the 20-30 minutes to read a chapter and write some notes down and like progress my learning here, or read a chapter in a book here, or get some stretching in. Like, I've been thinking about how I'm going to do it and how it's going to fit in all this timeline, and then I stress about it not fitting in the timeline, not looking the way I wanted it to, or a bump in the road just kind of throwing things off, and not just learning to adjust in the moment and figure it out as it goes. And last but not least, I just feel like I've been beating myself up about everything. I was beating myself up about the last couple of videos I made and just not liking them. I've been beating myself up about where I am with my workouts versus where I want to be. Beating myself up as like, a trainer, feeling that same imposter syndrome, especially with the online training. As a content creator, as a person just existing, still beating myself up about my body and all that. Those can definitely be in other videos, but I just want to share my experience in this world, and I hope to curate the community of people that relate to it, and I hope to inspire people through that of, things get better. I've been there, I've gotten through it, or I'm in the same boat, and we are going to get through it, and it will get better. And I just reminded myself, like, I'm 26, and I know in my mind and in my heart, I'm going to be successful in what I want to do. I'm going to be the trainer I want to be, and as knowledgeable as I'd like to be, and doing all these things and progressing. And I've nothing but the rest of my life to continue to do that, because, there's a wealth of knowledge out there, and it only continues to grow as I'll continue to grow. And I can't know everything, but I can get really good at a lot of things and then progress inside of those by being open-minded to how different shifts and ideas form. But stick with me. I really do want to get consistent on posting on here weekly and just talking about some things. I can't promise there's a solid niche or direction of this channel other than me. It's always going to be me, and I'm going to choose to be me and do what feels right for me. And I hope y'all enjoy and hang out and come along and vibe, and let's have a great time. So I will catch y'all on the next one, and have a great week. Stay tuned. Enjoy. Don't stress it out. Learn to enjoy the stillness. All right, I'm out.